Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to everybody who is present here. Members from the press, thank you so much for making your presence felt. Sporting personalities from different generations, stalwarts seated here, thank you so much for your esteemed presence. It's a momentous occasion at a wonderful venue, this launch of Sportstar on the web. Yesterday, when I was getting down to Chennai from Delhi, I happened to chat with a fellow passenger of mine. So as usual, the conversations drifted around a variety of topics, starting from the good pongal and the vadai that you get here in Madras at the top. He was from an earlier generation, and he was obviously talking about the conversations naturally drifted to the kind of schools, the kind of education that we get to. Rest assured, I was made to realize very quickly that I was on a flight to Chennai. When the conversation was around school education, invariably it moved on to sport and the kind of importance that sport was being provided and how much it has increased over the past few years right here in Chennai. And he's broached on the subject of sport and pastime. And that was where we could start our connect fairly straightly. It didn't matter which generation he was a part of. But the minute he started talking about sport and pastime, I was directly able to relate that conversation to Sportstar. And incidentally, I was informed that Sportstar was launched in 1978, and therefore it has been a journey which has been there for about 37 years. So I was proud to say that I was born in the same year as well. So it's something that's very, very close to my heart. Growing up, didn't understand too much of sport, but rest assured, we'll go and make sure we buy a copy of the Sportstar to make sure that we collected the center spread, the pictures, big fan of Steffi Graf, made sure that every time there was a cover, there was a center spread around Steffi Graf, I made sure I went to the stores to get, the Sportstar. And when you talk about the group per se, I think three words to me sum up what the group is all about. A, language. B, variety, and C, authority. I was informed at a very early age by my grandfather that if you've got to work on your English, if you've got to improve your English, you better start reading the Hindu, the editorials. You better start reading the Sportstar to understand a lot more about sport. In terms of variety, I was having a chat with one of my friends the other day and I was trying to understand or tell him what ball badminton was all about. He didn't seem to have much of a clue. But in an era when people probably did not know much about ball badminton, here was a newspaper which was giving scores around ball badminton. So such is the depth and the variety that the Hindu caters to. And in terms of authority, I think it's been a privilege for me to have read the Hindu growing up here in Chennai, have had the opportunity to interact with so many reporters from the Hindu. Growing up, starting off as a reporter, I know if I had to understand a bit more about athletics, all I had to do was to give a call to Mr. KP Mohan. If I had to understand a little bit more about cricket, all I had to do was to give a call to Mr. Vijay Lokpalli. If I had to, look at some wonderful photographs, Mr. V.V. Krishnan is here, master of anecdotes as well along the way. So it's been always a part of this journey. And therefore, if I were to stand here and speak in front of this audience, it's a huge privilege and honor to me. And feel really happy that Sportstar is getting connected to the next generation in the format that they most prefer. I think that to me is the biggest moment. And everybody who's been associated with this venture, can we all give them a big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. May I now kindly request Mr. Ayan Sen Gupta, who's the editor of Sportstar, to please come forward to take us through the initiatives and what led to this momentous day. Ayan, please.
I welcome Mr. N. Ram, Chairman Kasturi and Sons Limited, Directors of KSL, distinguished sportsperson, sports administrators, and guests from various walks of life who are here with us today as Sportstar, the country's premier sports magazine for the last 37 years, launches its refurbished online edition. In the world that we live in today, where the use of smartphones and laptops are a necessity, the flow of information is radically different from what it used to be. We are inundated with news from so many directions that we perhaps don't have the time to make sense of it all. The generation today scan, surf, scroll for news, perhaps vigorously moving away from the age-old habit of flipping through broadsheet pages every morning. The post-liberalized India has seen a steady rise in the number of sports and news channels, making readily available every form of sport from almost every corner of the globe for the public. In the late 80s, we waited for the weekly show of Sports Star to read about Diego Maradona's exploits with Napoleon the Serie A. But every move of Lionel Messi, Diego's true successor, is followed by millions of football fans in this country on television, on mobiles with help of apps, and laptops thanks to live streaming of these matches. I still rate Maradona a notch above the Barcelona star, as he had single-handedly won Argentina the World Cup in 1986, though a lot of our young readers might not agree with me. In such an age, it's a challenge for a sports magazine to stay relevant. The growing number of dedicated sports websites makes the job of the traditional magazine even more difficult. Sports Star, the longest-serving English sports magazine in India, however, is committed to be contemporary in every aspect: design, format, and editorial content. The print magazine's web edition till now was updated only once a week. However, with the steady growth of social media and other online platforms, which these days break news ahead of televisions and newspapers, this website had become archaic. Living up to our rich tradition, Sports Star on the World Wide Web needed to be contemporary, relevant, and provide round-the-clock news to our faithful readers. Retaining the core values of the print publication, the web edition will continue to produce well-researched analysis, interviews, feature and comments, alongside real-time news and updates on every major sporting event. Web-only columns, which will take the reader closer to the sporting stars, will find a premium spot in the website. Little-known facets about their life will be featured in the Star Life section, which will be exciting in content and rich in design. We are steadfast in offering our readers what they want to read, taking them ever closer to their sporting icons. As an institution, we are also duty-bound to highlight the achievements of any budding athlete, egging them on to reach for the stars. The Hindu Group's association with sports goes way back in time, notably to the Sports Star's worthy successor, Sport and Pastime, which ran between 1947 and 1968. We in the media are often guilty of only highlighting the popular sports, the English Premier Leagues, the IPLs, but we at Sports Star have always consciously tried to put merit before name. Success in any sport is important and is difficult to achieve, so there shouldn't be any discrimination in recognizing the champions. Our guests today have achieved enormous success. Pankaj Advani has no title left to win in the world of billiards and snooker. Pankaj, who was the Sports Star, Pankaj, who was the Sports Star Sportsperson of the Year in 2003, has won 14 world titles and shows no sign of slowing down. Sardar Singh, the captain of the Indian hockey team, has been shouldering the rich legacy of Indian hockey and carrying it forward. He is considered one of the best midfield players in the world today. Sardar led India to a gold medal at the 2014 Asian Games in Incheon, South Korea, earning the team a direct qualification to the 2016 Olympics in Rio. Our best wishes to Sardar and his team. Joshna has been a trailblazer for Indian squash. Our footballers are breaking the myth that Indians aren't suitable for football and are playing and competing against international stars like Elano, Fikru, Roberto Carlos, Adrian Mutu in the ongoing Indian Super League. All these athletes are winners. They've chosen a very difficult path where there is no shortcut. They strive, sweat, and fight to achieve excellence every day, and the least we can do is cheer wholeheartedly for them. Our website promises to follow every move of these athletes and many more, their every match, enabling our readers to be well informed no matter in which corner of the globe these stars are playing. The players are youth icons, exemplary role models, and it will be our endeavor to highlight their stories, which in turn can inspire a generation. A rich new list of contemporary columnists will offer their expert opinions, supplementing our iconic columnists who have been an integral part of Sportstar for many years. These star writers from the field of cricket, football, hockey, badminton, billiards, snooker, chess will provide rare insights for the benefit of our readers. Paying attention to a long-standing demand from our readers, we are also incorporating a fitness column. We want to make a difference. We want to make a difference to how sports is consumed, bringing forward the issues that affect our sportspersons. Keeping that in mind, we have an informal panel discussion today where we will get a chance to hear from these eminent athletes about the challenges of being a professional sportsperson in India. This discussion promises to be an eye-opener for all of us present here and many more who are following the event through live streaming. Before I end, I'll take this opportunity to thank the long-standing soldiers of Sportstar, P. Krishnan, G. Raghunath, V.V. Rajshekhar Rao, and Ravi Kandan, our designer. This website wouldn't have been possible without their inputs. The new members of our team have ideal mentors in them. We also need to acknowledge the hard work put in by the development team led by Arpan Chatterjee. A special thanks to MCC for allowing us to host this event in this wonderful setting. We will do our best to make this website as vibrant and as informative as the Sportstar magazine continues to be. Our readers have always been our strength, and this website gives us the opportunity to attract new audience and offer our old readers more comprehensive content in a new attractive package. I will now ask Mr. Ram to say a few words before we formally launch Sportstar Live.
Friends, since this is an event to launch Sportstar Live, I think I must first update you on what's happening in Mumbai. 286 for 2 with 11 overs to go, something like that. So that's a good game. Unveiling our venture in digital sports journalism, that's what this event is all about. Our new editor has told us about what his vision for Sportstar Live in particular. Sportstar will continue to be published as a print magazine, but we put greater emphasis on the digital offerings. That's very clear from what he said and what I know about these plans. This is the digital age, obviously, where growing legions of sports fans and others receive information, analysis, and opinion on digital platforms, computers, tablets, and above all, mobile phones or data-enabled mobile phones. This journalism needs to be informative, it needs to be analytical, it needs to be insightful, it has to be opinion-rich, although we don't want it to be opinionated. It has to be interesting, it has to be multimedia, it has to be interactive, it has to be up to date, because you're always behind even the lags that occur when you update. So that's a challenge that our team will be taking up and has already overcome to a certain extent. The changes in design, format, and content are recurrent, often cyclical phenomena in the evolution of a newspaper or magazine, and this cycle gets shorter and shorter or when you talk about digital journalism. So the challenge, I think, some people talk about the culture of the always on and also the fragmented way in which people receive the news. These are some of the challenges that have to be overcome, but there are also great opportunities here to engage viewers. We don't particularly like the term consumers when you talk about journalism, but whatever be the term, we have to engage the audience, engage the readers, the viewers, the listeners, and so on, depending on the medium. So I think that's very clear. I just want to say a few words on the commitment of the Hindu over the long term to sport, Indian sport in particular, but also international sport. This has been truly over the long term, starting with the early decades of the 20th century. And all major sports played in India, cricket, hockey, tennis, football, badminton, table tennis, athletics, chess, now even Formula One and so forth. Now even rugby, I find, is covered in the Indian press and also in our magazine. So I think this is an effort to catch up, but this has truly been a commitment over the long term. As I mentioned, Sport and Pastime, our group's pioneering Sport and Entertainment Weekly was published between 1947 and 1968. It was, I would say, ahead of its time. A decade after the closure of Sport and Pastime, we launched a pure play sports publication, a sports weekly, Sports Star. Initially it was called The Sports Star, and then for design reasons the definite article was dropped, and also I suppose for modesty. So it's now just Sports Star. We've had fine contributions over the years from staff as well as outside contributors, and I particularly want the sports people present here who represent Indian sports persons at large. You are the representatives, you are the ambassadors of sports, living up to the finest traditions of sportsmanship, competitive sporting performance, but also great sportsmanship. I know many of you personally, and we regard you as fine ambassadors of the game, even though you may have retired. Some of you or many of you may have retired from your field of sports some time ago or some decades ago in a few cases. But what we value in particular is the closeness, the friendship, the cooperation, the generosity that we have got from every sports person we have seriously interacted with. Some may not like certain opinions published occasionally. Some of those opinions may be superficial or just plain wrong, but the generosity over the years, because you regard this as a worthwhile and perhaps even a trustworthy publication, that's something very precious that not many other publications in India can speak about, and we particularly value it. And I want to, on behalf of the Hindu group, and the institution, I want to thank you all for this. Some of the most distinguished sports persons present here have not yet found mention, and that will come in a few minutes. Ayon has saved that. One of our very great sports persons, R. Krishnan, Ramanathan Krishnan. I had to tell our sports editor, don't call him Ramanathan. That's the name of his father. That's the style. That's the South Indian way. We always knew him as Krishnan. And he's here. We have India's former Indian captain, a very distinguished, a great off-spinner, a distinguished international umpire who also had a short innings in cricket administration here. We have Munir Seth, an Olympian and a friend of mine from Loyola College. We have V.V. Kumar, who bamboozled many international players and should have had a much longer international career in the opinion of all of us. And we have several others. We have Ramesh Krishnan, a good friend of ours, and several others. And I think in the next part of the event, we are going to do a little ceremony where we will honor contributions to Indian sport and request you to launch the Sports Star Live in its present form. So I thought that I should mention these things. I also want to note in particular one great contributor to all the publications, all the relevant publications of our group, Jack Fingleton. Some of you may have followed that. Certainly, Mr. Krishnan would have followed his writings at that time contemporaneously. But Jack Fingleton's cricket writings for the Hindu, he also wrote about politics and so on, but his cricket writings from the Hindu, for the Hindu and our group publications, Sport and Pastime as well as Sports Star and also Indian Cricket, which is no longer published. This covered the period 1945 to 1981, when Jack Fingleton, considered one of the finest cricket writers of any time, did not contribute much to Australian newspapers, but he contributed regularly, consistently, wonderfully to our publications, and this was greatly appreciated. It was a very fine contribution to informing and educating the interested Indian public on the higher reaches of the game. And just to give you an idea of that contribution, the quantity, we looked into our digital archive, and I found 2,089 reports and articles by Fingleton, or a few of them on him, published in the Hindu between 1945 and 1981, 342 articles published in the Sport and Pastime between 1947 and 1968, which means Fingleton wrote for the whole lifetime of that particular publication, and also 35 articles published in Sports Star between 1978 and 1981. So current sports writers have role models they can look up to. Fingleton's Cricket Crisis is often rated as the finest book written by an Australian on cricket, largely on the Bodyline series and so on. So it was a great privilege for us to have this opportunity. It was before my time, but I've read some of this, to have such a great cricket writer, also a former test cricketer who figured in the Bodyline series, and after to contribute to do this, to serve Indian sport in this way. So I think these are some thoughts that occurred to me on this occasion, but now I think we'll come to the real ceremony.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ram, for traversing the journey of the Hindu through different generations, subtly pointing out the difference between opinionated and being opinion-rich. Sometimes it's a very fine margin. A lot of us do tend to cross it at some point without probably even realizing. I think that's been the hallmark of Hindu in terms of differentiating it. You rightly talked about the relationship that exists, the trusted relationships that exist between the sporting personalities of varied generations with the reporters or people who work constantly on the field there. I think perhaps at some level it's not as strong as it used to be, and it's one of the very few publications that have maintained that healthy relationships really going forward. As Mr. Ram was talking about, we've got